we will learn about pollution.
So, let's get started with pollution. What is pollution? Basically, it is an undesirable change. That means a change which we don't want. Any undesirable change in the physical, chemical or biological properties of the environment, that is known as pollution. If the physical, chemical or biological characteristics of the environment are changed or the change is undesirable, that we are not wanting, any undesirable change in the properties of the environment, that is known as pollution. Students, it can be created by nature also and it can be created by the human beings also. So, pollution can be caused by the two ways. What are the two ways of creating pollution? It can be natural and it can be made by the humans. So, these are the two causes of pollution. Now, let us discuss about the types of pollution. Students, we are having air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, soil pollution. So, we are having different types of pollution. Now, let us start with air pollution. Now, let us discuss about air pollution. So, what is air pollution? The presence of chemicals in the air, quantities which are harmful to human health and the environment, they are known as air pollution. Students, in simple language, if we are going to understand this definition, it will be simply like any undesirable change in the properties of the air, that is known as air pollution. And undesirable, because undesirable word will cover all the hazards also, like it is harmful to human health and it is harmful to environment also. So the chemicals which are present in the air in that quantity, which will start harming the environment as well as the animals also, they will be known as air pollution. So that change is known as air pollution. Now let us see what are the causes of air pollution, how it is caused. Kids, you have to remember this thing that air pollution is also caused by two ways, natural and the man-made. So, first one is burning of fossil fuel. It is a man-made cause. It is caused by human activity. When we are burning the fossil fuels, let us take the example of thermal power plants. So, the harmful gases are released in the environment which will lead to air pollution. Next one is CFC. What are CFC? Chlorofluorocarbons. So, what are CFCs? Chlorofluorocarbons. So, these are the pollutants which are released by air conditioners, by refrigerators and aerosol cans. So, CFC is also a man-made cause. Then, mining activities, factories, volcanoes, forest fire and dust storms. These also lead to air pollution. Students, now who is going to tell me that out of these activities in point number 3, what are the activities which are the natural causes of air pollution? Now you have to identify the natural causes of air pollution. So who is going to tell me? Right, it will be volcanoes, forest fire and dust storm. They are the natural causes of air pollution. And if I talk about the man-made causes, they will be mining activities, factories, release of CFCs and the burning of fossil fuel. So this is about air pollution and the causes of air pollution. Now let us discuss about the effects of air pollution. Now let us study about the effects of air pollution. Students, we are having 4 major effects. First one on human health, second one acid rain, third one greenhouse effect and the fourth one is depletion of ozone layer. So how many effects we are having? 4 effects. Now let us study about them in detail. firstly we shall be discussing about effects on human health. So if we talk about the effects on human health, it can lead to various breathing problems. Along with the breathing problems, students, it also leads to various lung infections and even asthma attacks. So this is about our health. Another thing, that is carbon monoxide. So what is carbon monoxide? Carbon monoxide is basically a gas having the symbol CO. It is carbon monoxide. It is released from the exhaust of the automobiles, and students, it is very poisonous for human health. How it is poisonous? Because carbon monoxide joins with the hemoglobin which is present in the blood and makes it oxyhemoglobin. So which leads to headache, and even if it is inhaled in more amount, it can lead to death also. So it is very poisonous gas for humans. Another thing, that is acid rain. So what is acid rain? Who is going to tell me? Let us understand. Oxides of S and N. So what is S here, students? It is the symbol of, chemical symbol of sulfur. Very good. So oxides of sulfur and N, it is the chemical symbol of nitrogen. So when oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, they joins with H2O. What is H2O? It is water. So oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, when joins with water and they falls on earth in the form of rain, that is known as acid rain. Isn't it simple? When the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, now from where they are released? They are released by the burning of fossil fuels or by the exhaust of automobiles. So when the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, they combines with water and they falls on earth as a rain, that rain is known as acid rain. And now let us discuss how this acid rain is poisonous or it is harmful for us. Because when it will fall on the water bodies like on lakes, ponds, oceans, it will change the pH because it is acidic. So it will change the pH. If it will change the pH, then it will be very harmful and poisonous for the aquatic organism. What are aquatic organisms? All the living beings which are living in water, they are known as aquatic organisms. Another thing, when this acid rain is falling on soil, what will happen there? Again, it is acidic. It will change the pH of the soil and it will make the soil unfertile. Thirdly, if it is falling on the buildings or monuments, it will also start destroying them. So this is very harmful. This acid rain is very harmful. Another one, greenhouse effect. What is greenhouse effect? Let us understand through a definition first. The phenomena where Earth's atmosphere traps the solar radiation. What it is trapping? Solar radiations through gases like CO2. Students, what is CO2? Carbon dioxide. What is CO? Carbon monoxide. So, when the Earth's atmosphere traps solar radiation, solar radiations are the radiations of sun through the gases like carbon dioxide and methane. This is known as greenhouse effect. When the sun rays are trapped by the carbon dioxide and methane, that is known as greenhouse effect. And students, these gases are known as greenhouse gases. Now, let us understand them once again. Now students, you can see that here we are having sun, then this is our atmosphere and this is earth. Now let us see what happens to the solar radiations. Firstly, some of the radiation is reflected by the atmosphere. Then some of the radiation is absorbed by the earth and heats up the surface. Thirdly, some of the heat is prevented from escape by greenhouse gases. Then some of this heat passes through the atmosphere and escapes. Now the third point, that some of the heat is prevented from escaping by greenhouse gases. Students, this only this point only leads to greenhouse effect, because here the sun's heat is prevented from escaping. Now kids, once the solar radiations are trapped by the greenhouse gases, they will lead to increase in the temperature, because more solar radiations are there on the earth, so temperature will be increased. If the temperature is increased, they will lead to a phenomenon that is known as global warming. So if the temperature is increasing of the earth by the process of greenhouse effect, that is known as global warming, and we know that global warming will lead to the melting of polar ice caps. It can also lead to frequent floods and droughts. So this is about our third point, that is greenhouse effect. Now moving towards the fourth point, that is depletion of ozone layer. How they are depleted? By CFCs. So what are CFCs? Chlorofluorocarbons. So CFC are the chlorofluorocarbons. They deplete the ozone layer. And why, students, this ozone layer is useful for us? Because it prevents us from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. So these are the four major effects of air pollution. Let us quickly revise them once again. First one is effect on human health. Second one, acid rain. Third one, greenhouse effect. And fourth one is depletion of ozone layer. So how is acid rain harmful for us? Who will answer this question? Because it changes the pH of water, it changes the pH of soil, and it destroys the monuments. So what is acid rain?